Larry, what are we doing here?
You tell me, man. I've been asking you that for weeks. What are we doing here, Justin?
Well, we're gonna real time this. At some point, I said we gotta do something different, and it goes back to, I want to say 2 years ago, when I just took on the role for office managing partner. Was it almost 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
It doesn't matter. I don't know what the day was, but I said, hey, how could I be different? And you said, just be bold and edgy. And then you said something like, well, you kind of are bold and edgy, so that should be okay. And then you said, take off the door to your office.
And the window.
And the window. And I remember saying to somebody else to say, hey, can we do that? And they said, no, that would be against all company policy, and likely building manager would say no to that. And I remember saying, well, who cares? Just do it anyway. And I'm not sure that was the brightest move either.
Taking bold and edgy to a whole new level. But then here we are doing this, which today is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, but you also said, well, why don't you do a vlog? And
I did
first
say
off,
that.
I didn't know what a vlog was. I didn't know if it was a tree stump or something. And then you told me it was video, and I said, I would never, ever, ever do video and put it on the internet. And then I also said it many times, I would never put my kids on the internet. And I broke that rule time and time again, which actually led to a lot of the stuff that we're doing around social, branding, work-life integration, right? You do the same thing. You post stuff all the time around, you and the kids and doing all sorts of fun stuff. But we also wanted to make sure that we built a show that brought together, one is health, right? So I think throughout my life, I've had months where I was healthy and months where I'm not healthy. So I'm thinking like, well, how do we merge health, wellness? But wait a second, we're in the corporate world. What else do people want to hear about? And I realized that quickly, people wanted to hear about technology and digital and transformation and where that's going and how things are evolving. But you asked a good question earlier, like who were my favorite talk show hosts growing up?
Yeah. So
do you remember?
So Justin, so we talked earlier, and you had a ton, but so who were your favorite talk show hosts growing up? Did you have one? You have one in mind?
I would start with Phil Donahue.
Phil Donahue.
Do you even know who Phil Donahue is?
Oh,
He's not my neighbor. He was actually a famous talk show host in the 80s. And I remember him running down the aisle. But you got to think about, not only that, I was watching Phil Donahue. I think it was before or after General Hospital. And you're thinking why is Justin watching General Hospital? I have no idea. I was a latchkey kid, by the way, so I could watch what I wanted to. I still love you, Mom and Dad. The other thing is you got to think about Oprah. You got to think about Ellen. And of course,
You're not going Springer, are you?
No Jerry Springer.
Okay.
No, sorry, Jerry. Sally, Jesse.
Raphael.
So, the whole idea of the show is we're going to have some healthy food.
Okay.
We're going to rate it on the Mia, Mr. Chew, my dog Chewbacca, and Evan scale. Mia is the, I will not touch this.
Never
I don't want this. No way. That's a 0.
All right.
Right? Evan is actually going to be the 5. So, 1 to 10 or 0 to 10. Evan's going to be the 5, yeah, I like this. I'm taking more. And then there's Mr. Chew. He wants it all. He'll eat anything. We had to pump his stomach out 3 months ago because he ate 2 of Mia's socks at the house. So 10 is the Mr. Chew. Bob's shaking the camera because he's laughing. Not bad at this thing, I guess.
So anything we don't eat, Mr. Chew just gets his scraps.
Mr. Chew would come in here and take this stuff alive. All right, so
what is this?
Well, I don't know what's on this thing, but
I'll tell you, I don't have much of a smell.
So don't smell anything yet.
Okay.
So
let's be known that I did not eat breakfast yet. So this is my breakfast.
Let's be clear here. You throw that up in here, and Bob's going to be upset. You clean up. There's a cleanup fee of $1,000.
I've got my water right here.
All right. So the thing about jerky is, and I'm looking down, so I'm going to pretend like I'm not looking down. But this is like grab and go protein.
Okay.
Right, where people are so used to we want eggs, we want chicken, we want beef. Now they're saying grab and go protein that's more healthy. And if you've noticed here, there's actually mushroom on here. Okay. I don't like mushroom whatsoever. I am not a mushroom guy.
When you said mushroom, I was not going to go on mushroom on that.
And it's funny because the mushroom's squishy, the venison it's like a brick, and the salmon is feels like. Yeah.
All right.
The salmon feels like overcooked salmon, and I've done that many times. 100% wild caught. 100%.
100%. Straight from the salmon is from the Allegheny River.
Allegheny River. Yeah, the salmon wouldn't look that good. We love the Allegheny River. We love Pittsburgh, but I'm not sure I'd be eating salmon out of there.
All right. So I went all in.
The whole bite?
I went all in. Not bad.
Like jerky. It's not bad. Jerky.
Wait.
It's spices kicking in.
It's coming, but it's really dry going down. Hang on.
All right, Larry. Let's go for the salmon next.
Ooh, mix
Now,
it up.
salmon is great, right? And my daughter, Mia, she doesn't eat much, but she'll eat salmon.
Okay.
Go figure. I didn't eat salmon until about 4 years ago.
So there's no
All right.
palate cleanser between this. So we're going a little spicy venison to some Allegheny River salmon. Let's try it.
Oh,
Ooh.
more squishy.
Yeah. This is more palatable, I think.
Maple glazed.
Yeah,
I
there's some
taste
glaze
that
in there.
maple.
There's some glaze in there.
Nutritious protein and fat. Salmon has long been the heart of culture and livelihood of our coastal dwelling ancestors. Huh. Oh, by the way, there's a hint of dill in there.
I didn't catch the dill.
I do. Okay, this is actually this was one of the early concepts for the show, was me eating mushroom. Because I see mushroom and I think dirt, I think outside.
Cheers.
Hold on, I'll go bigger.
Let's do it. Ooh. Now, see, this has like a very different consistency.
You know what? If I didn't know this wasn't mushroom, I might like it. Like if I told you close your eyes and said this wasn't a mushroom, this was... What's it taste like?
A fruit roll-up.
Yes!
Lisa.
Yes! Fruit roll-ups!
It's
I
kinda-
miss fruit roll-ups. Like, because exactly, back to healthy. The purpose of this show is to get me personally and all my guests eating better. I don't know what that package says, but I guarantee you it's better than those fruit roll-ups. So yeah,
the mushrooms.
What about you? What's your first take?
Yeah, I hate to go there with you. Venison was just too dry for me. I could kind of get down with these mushrooms, I think.
If you had to, and you had no other food in the house, would you eat the venison?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's healthy. There's clearly some semblance of like nutritional value in there, I guess.
It's believable.
Yeah. No, these are actually, this is good though. Look, I've never had any of these before in any kind of capacity other than salmon, obviously. It's good. I'd go back. I'm gonna do another round of the salmon.
We're going to take a pause, and I want to pivot this because we're going to come back to rating those at the end of the show, right? Because we want people to stick around to really hear what the ratings are on the no thank you, I will never have a piece of that again, to the maybe give me some more, to the Mr. Chew, I'm going to eat the actual plates they're on, all right? You and I have always had a passion for technology. We both went to Carnegie Mellon. Me, actually, originally from Boston. I'll never forget hearing about Carnegie Mellon and saying, I want to go there during my first job because, it screams technology, it screams robotics, it screams computer science. You wouldn't know it. It screams drama and art school, which is one of the best in the world. What would you pay to go back to school?
Pay to go back to school.
Oh, you already paid a few times.
I've already paid a few times, yeah. Yeah, there's a part of me that, so I have my background's in information systems in terms of my degrees. That's like I'd do a psychology degree. I'd want to do like a human behavior psychology kind of thing. Fascinates me, especially in the world we're living in. So how do you marry tech and human experiences and things like that? It'd either be that or something deeper in the world of like human-computer interaction. So the human side of technology just fascinates me. So if I went back, it'd be a psychology degree and maybe something like human-computer interaction.
Here's another thing that always gets me going about Larry Gioia is you seem to be the entrepreneur in yet a big company like we work for, right? We work for one of the biggest professional services firms. You and I both started together at a firm that was acquired by our great firm today, PwC. How do you maintain the entrepreneurship or the entrepreneurial aspect of Larry Gioia in such a big organization?
Yeah, I think this notion of an intrapreneur is nothing new, right? It's been around for a long time. But I think we have the good fortune at PwC to not just do the work we do for our clients, but innovate every single day. Right. So one of the things I'm very passionate, I know you are too, is not just serving our clients, but how do we take new ideas, emerging technologies, put them in a lab, test them out, play with them, figure out what's going on, figure out how it works, and then bring that to our clients to test.
What's an emerging technology? Everybody uses the buzzword. Let's be the anti-consultant for a few minutes.
Yeah.
What is an emerging technology?
What is it generally? So these are technologies that are going to be essentially changing the world over the course of the next 5.
Give me an example.
Come on, what's the one we all talk about? We all talk about AI. How do we get machines to learn with us, to think for us, think on our behalf, and actually start doing things that we as people couldn't do otherwise? And so as an intrapreneur in a large organization, I think a lot of it has to do is how do you think about what you're spending your time on? Okay, we're getting paid to spend time with clients and think through problems with clients, but also the time you spend with yourself just thinking outside of work, thinking of things outside of work and bringing those things into your daily life. I spend a lot of time doing that, and I think I have the very good fortune to be able to do that and set myself up to spend time thinking outside of what I do every single day. So as an entrepreneur, how do we take ideas outside the organization, bring them inside, bring different ideas, concepts together, and kind of bring those to life through our work every single day?
When I think about, from new ideas, concepts, innovations, technology, what's changing, and I think about social now, how many platforms could we possibly need? Clubhouse, it's like this massive new platform that's and it's got a couple of competitors coming out there.
A couple. There's multiple copycats happening every single day. Absolutely. It's invite-only platform right now, so it's still...
What does that mean? Gmail was that way back in the day.
Yeah, so when any kind of new technology it's still being work the kinks out of it. It's audio only. So think about pure voice, on-demand, real-time voice, and you're essentially joining rooms and people are talking. So think of a podcast where it's recorded. Here we are. We record it, we put it out in the world. Clubhouse is real-time, voice only. There's no text, there's no chat. And you can go into rooms, leave rooms, listen in, chime in. It is real-time conversation over a social platform. To be able to come and go out of a platform like that, it's pretty powerful. It's very different. It is a bit overwhelming. So unscripted is the key to this platform and being able to consume that content. So I'll tell you what I do with Clubhouse. That's a good example. So right now, I've got Clubhouse running as the alternative to some of the podcasts I listen to, right? So I'm listening to this in the background. I don't have to, but the beauty is I can literally go in and raise my hand, chime into that conversation.
Give an example of a topic that you jumped into recently.
Recently, so I've
health, wellness, and technology.
So I have a couple friends who run some entrepreneurial Clubhouse rooms here in Pittsburgh, right? And so they're talking about what's going on in the investment ecosystem here in Pittsburgh, what's going on. They host founders on there. What is their story? What's their background? How they immerse themselves in Pittsburgh,
Very cool.
Right? So cool. You jump in these rooms to listen, to consume. But then be able to jump in and ask questions and say, hey, Kit, so where do you think this is going next? And then actually able to ask that question. Come on, with a tweet, I put it out there, and then maybe they're not even looking at it, or I get it 2 days later. It's this real time feedback, real time. This is the future of communication, right? Future of social is voice.
Why is that? So why are we doing video today?
Well, but look what the basis of this is. This is voice. This is human connection, Justin, right?
Oh, here we go.
This is the future. When I talk about tech and human, it boils it down to how do we connect as humans. It comes through what we talk. We listen to each other. Now they're just taking advantage of and bringing this all together into a voice platform. That's why I think it's the future, truly.
What is ABCD? Excuse me. Hashtag ABCD. Tell us about it.
Like you, Justin, I'm a perpetual connector. Self-described, but connector is like, it's one thing to have a network. It's one thing to be, I get very excited about introducing people, right? And as we talked about earlier, being able to take there's people, but there's also ideas and concepts and bringing those things together. That's something that I get very excited about. And as I started thinking about, so what is the underlying mindset of someone who loves doing this kind of stuff? It's a very simple acronym. It's ABCD. Always be connecting the dots. These are just dots. We are just dots. We have people as dots. We have ideas. We have technology. These are just dots in an ecosystem. How do we continue to connect those? So my simple mantra that I remind myself every day, and I love to talk about, is how do we become better connectors of people, ideas, concepts, the world around us? Innovation happens when we start connecting the dots together. So always be connecting the dots. It's a personal mantra of mine.
Let's talk about your pink socks.
Okay, let's go there.
Show everybody that pink sock again. I want
pink socks.
I want you to tell the whole story. I want you to mention his name.
Nick.
Tell the story about those.
A few years ago, I was at a conference here in Pittsburgh, and this guy's on a panel. I didn't know Nick Adkins then. He's now one of my very dear friends. He's on the stage. He's wearing a kilt, just a super interesting character. He's wearing these pink socks. I'm like, what is going on with these pink socks? What's the deal? You're now curious. I said, what's up with these socks? And he says, it's good to see you. I said, excuse me? He says, it's really good to see you, man. I said, okay. And he reaches into his bag, and he pulls out a pair of pink socks. And this is actually, I get chills when I talk about this, because he says, it's good to see you. This is for you. This is a gift. I want to give you these socks right now. I said, is this like a marketing shtick?
Was it Christmas?
It was not Christmas. It was literally like in the middle of the summer. And I said, what's up with it? He says, no, hey, look, man, this is about human connection right now. I want to give you these socks. Because here's what happens. Just like you recognize my socks, when you wear these socks, someone's probably going to stop you and ask you, just like you stopped me right now. That's the universe nudging you to stop what you're doing. Stop in the conversation. It's good to see you, man. Have a conversation. That's it. Have a human connection. These socks have been the catalyst for so much connection. I can't even begin to tell you, these socks are nothing more than I don't do them to do, but they are a piece of.
What's the mustache and what's the puzzle piece? What do they mean?
Nothing. That's the beauty of it. They're just fun socks. They're just fun. They're just different. It's one moment in time, right? It's not technology.
You gave me that pair of socks. First off, I was at a conference with you in Pittsburgh, actually the Pittsburgh Technology Council.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I want a pair of your socks. And you, of course, Larry goes into his backpack and he pulls out the socks. I'm like, does this guy travel with these? And the answer is yes.
I do, for that exact reason.
Are you upset that I forgot to wear those socks for this discussion?
I'm not upset because I have a new pair for you today.
Oh, I got a new pair. Yes. The great PwC, right? The firm we both work for. We both love it. Let's talk about products, right? You actually just moved into the products group.
Yeah. Talk about
how many people are saying, wait, PwC?
Wait, what?
Audit assurance, tax, consulting services, best in the world, unbiased, leading practices. Now we have products.
Yeah.
What are you doing in a products group, and what give us some examples?
So think about, as a 100-plus-year-old organization across all those different lines of business, underpinning all that is different kinds of technology, different kinds of ways of working. So what we have done and continue to do as a firm, we've amassed this amazing wealth of not just knowledge, but ways of working, technologies, processes that we built for ourselves. And what ends up happening as our clients, and you know this, are expecting more of the firm. How do we derive value faster? How do we create a different client experience? And underpinning all that are products and services. So not just we're going to come in and deliver great services for you, but they want to buy the actual solutions. And so core to what we're doing in products at PwC is codifying and commercializing the pieces of technology that we've built for ourselves and for our clients and bringing those to market. Well, yeah, so 4+ years ago, we saw the need, how the world was changing and the skills of people. People will need to be up-knowledged, upskilled, thinking differently about the way the world works. And we're living that today, right? But underpinning all of that, we put in place not just the need for automation, for empowering our people to build new technology, but underpinning all that, Justin, was how do we get people to do things outside of their day jobs? What we started talking the conversation about, right? So we empower all of our people with tools, with technologies to actually innovate at scale. We talk about citizen-led innovation. We empowered our people to go build the future of the firm outside their day job. We have empowered them to upskill themselves and gave them the opportunity to actually bring that back.
Let's be clear. We put 3,000 people, took them out of client service.
Our accelerators.
And gave digital accelerators and gave them the skills of machine learning, artificial intelligence,
data analytics,
augmented reality, virtual reality, work with all the big tools out there. So what also excites me about CMU was the partnership we collaborated, that we still are, with Carnegie Mellon around the PwC CMU Digital and Transformation Innovation Center.
Yeah.
How exciting is it that we're working with the university and working on projects with them around for some of our clients and the university and the talent there? Super exciting.
It's super exciting. And I think we're just the tip of the spear, especially with what's happening in the broader ecosystem of Pittsburgh. I see that truly as a hub of what will become. We see robotics in Pittsburgh. We see a lot happening with analytics in Pittsburgh.
Autonomous vehicles
in Pittsburgh.
Healthcare sciences.
It's all going to be, I truly believe that will be between Carnegie Mellon, PwC, and the broader ecosystem, which I know you are very much driving here in Pittsburgh, will become kind of where we take this thing in the future.
Work-life integration. This is something that if I didn't have it where I was, I wouldn't be where I am. Wow, that was kind of deep, right? Like I wouldn't still be working for the firm I have if I couldn't manage my work-life integration. And work-life integration is the definition of the individual, right? There is no textbook definition. People try to do that, and the quick thing is, 9 to 5. That's BS. Excuse me. That's not accurate, right? One is, I am a workaholic, and what to me work-life integration means is that I can incorporate my kids in something, right? So I built a video or created a video with my kids, which started getting me on this whole video thing and content online. Those things are important to me. Doesn't mean that my kids are enjoying it. They don't have to enjoy it, but at least they're part of it, right? And they're learning about digital. And here's another thing. I'm tired of all the tablets and phones and our kids constantly looking at them. And us as parents, we're giving them that that crutch, right? One is, how do we get them away from those devices? And I don't want to give away what I'd love to hear you say, but I've seen what you've done with Luca and tinkering with old trucks and building that Halloween COVID carousel. Instead of him being on his tablet and his phones, he's going to be hopefully in the engineer shop, right?
Yeah.
My daughter, Mia, she absolutely loves tinkering with the different blocks and the connection of making roller coasters. Like, I want the engineer and her, the engineer and Luca, the two of them. How do we get them more towards that? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, so this is an example of just as parents, right? So I want to just expose my kids to all the things. It doesn't have to be the things I like, right? I like tinkering. I like building. That's a departure for me from work. But at the end of the day, it's thinking. I'm solving problems. For me, it's an opportunity to departure to not think about the day-to-day, but spend time with my kids, be with my family, and create experiences. You start talking about, and by the way, we're documenting it, right? Now, I'm not documenting it like this, but the cool thing
is... Like the Truman Show? Don't tell me there's cams in every room.
There's not cams in every room.
Okay, good. Now it's time.
Uh-oh.
We're going to rate this stuff. You got, no thank you, I will never try that, I don't want it, Mia, with a smile. 5 is an Evan. Evan's a great eater. Don't be mad at me, Mia. And then a 10 is a Mr. Chew. And you ask, what is Mr. Chew? Mr. Chew is Chewbacca, or the Great Chewy. He came to our family 3 weeks into COVID. It was the biggest mistake I ever made. All right, so 10 is Chewy would eat everything in sight.
So, but we go? Okay, so let's be clear.
One at a time.
Okay, one at a time.
Not the whole group.
We're going to go on the scale of Mia, Evan, Mr. Chew.
Give it a number. Give it a number. I love my kids' names. We don't have to talk about it all the time.
Can we go in the middle? Can we go? Does it have to be like a 1, 5, 10?
1 through 10.
1 through 10. Okay.
No
cool.
rules.
Oh,
that's the game. No
rules.
rules.
Markers. Those are the markers.
Those are the markers.
Got it. So this salmon.
Chewy. Not chewy. Pun intended.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good pun. I like this.
That's good. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that's a solid 7 for me.
7.
7.
So I'm gonna give this a 5.5.
Oh, solid. Right above the median there.
That's probably pretty good for me.
That's solid. All right, let's go with the venison next.
Oh God.
This was tough for me. Right.
That's also a pun because it's tough to eat.
It is.
It's got like a crunch.
See, I like beef jerky. So this is a camping thing. Maybe you're out for a hike. I can get down with this. I'd say I'm right in the middle of the pack on this one. Like, this is not something I would just go after. Oh, it's tough. This is a 4.75 for me.
4.6.
Oh, wow. We're in the same ballpark.
Yeah. I think I'd eat it if I had nothing else around. Okay, what's next? The dirt.
From the ground, Mother Earth.
Plant protein. Fruit roll-ups.
Mushroom roll-ups. All right.
Mushroom roll-ups. Look what does it look like to you?
Looks like a
compost, which, by the way, upcycled foods. I think it's called upcycled.
Yeah.
It's in my literature here.
Food that is upcycled is made with ingredients that otherwise would not have gone to human consumption and are sourced and produced using verifiable supply chains and have a positive impact on the environment.
It's like the new thing too, right? It's like to take a banana, rot it to who knows the natural gases, and then eat it. This could be the banana.
This doesn't do it for me. Interesting teriyaki flavor. I would not go out. I can't get into this. This is a 3 for me.
3.
3.
I want to challenge you in a second here, right? I taste the ginger. Ginger is actually super good for you. I forget exactly why, but we're going to have Mia tell us why. We're going to splice that in. It's going to be great.
Ginger is loaded with antioxidants, compounds that prevent stress and damage to your body's DNA. They may help your body fight off chronic diseases like high blood pressure, heart disease, and diseases of the lungs, plus promote healthy aging.
It's one of those ones you just didn't know what it is. You're like, what am I eating right now?
I don't want to know. I'm going to say that this is a 2.2.
Oh, you're.
What did you give it? What did you give it?
I gave it a 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I want to try an exercise.
Oh, are we gonna try to crush this right now?
Crush this. The mushroom. You gotta. I want you to get a whole fistful. All right, here we go. We got to eat this.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Let's get the water ready.
You get 3 waters over the course of the past
All right, let's
4
go.
minutes.
Just eat. Oh, get it in there. It's like a mouthful of dirt.
Yeah, this is disgusting. Yeah, I'm going down to a 2.75.
No laughing.
That's very dry and very Wow.
Oh, it tastes like worms.
Who eats this?
Okay. That's it for today's show. Larry, I want to thank you for being on.
We covered a lot of ground, John.
That's another pun because the mushroom, we stepped on it and now we ate it. Larry, thanks for coming on the show today. This was awesome. You and I always have fun riffing. I think you're the one who told me what does riff mean?
Is just this, having an open dialogue conversation, seeing where the conversation takes us.
It is not reduction in force.
It is not reduction in force.
Which is like the worst word you could ever use working with customers, clients, etc. The word riff gives people nightmares. But your riff is just conversing.
That's it.
It's ABCD. It's
all the dots we connected today, man. Food, technology, pink socks. Where's this all going? This is going to be an awesome show, man. Congratulations to you.
When you need a bite, tune into Healthy Bytes.